Broadcasting live from the Riddicks via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we move on to the nightcap of our day-night doubleheader. Had the Brentwood-Franklin game wrapped up just about an hour and a half ago. Franklin won that one 2-0. And now here we are moving on to the nightcap. A big one. Page Summit taking on Ravenwood. These two teams put on what I thought was the best game of the regular season last year. 2-2 tie in early December, and then they didn't see each other in the playoffs, which was a real shame. What was Summit Page got knocked out in the losers bracket quarters by Franklin, while Ravenwood, of course, went all the way to the final, losing in the end to Ainsworth-Nolensville Lipscomb in overtime. But 10 months later, just about 10 months later, here they are, seeing each other again. Got two games in progress right now. They both reached the third period. Over on Rink A, the Outlaws and Nolensville tied at 3. Down in Bellevue, MBA leading Ainsworth Lipscomb CPA 6-3. So the Big Red having another big game on offense. As they look to move to 2-0 alongside Franklin. Franklin, the only 2-0 team after that game. Only 2-0 team for the moment. Brentwood BAUSN after losing 0-2 along with Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon. Brentwood won't play again for another 3 weeks. Franklin won't play again until October 13th against Hendersonville. As the Zamboni is out on the ice. All right, well, the Zamboni is on the ice. Let's talk about the two teams playing our nightcap. First up, Page Summit, coached by Greg Sowers. Opened the season last Wednesday with a 6-2 win over JP2MLK GCS. And we did that game, so no need to introduce them to you. We did that last week. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Hudson Halters and Braden Owen each with 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Madden Chandler and Aiden Meyer each with 2 points from assists. Reeve Gable and Liam Garner each with a point from a goal, and Landon Ellis with a point from an assist. Justin Yanuchili played in goal in that one. So his record matches the team's 1-0-0, played the full 42 minutes, allowed 2 goals and 18 shots, turned away the other 16. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .889. Goals against average of 2 even. Now, let's move on to Ravenwood, coached by James Gately. Said goodbye to a pretty decent crop of seniors last year. Cooper Hill, Liam Powell, Owen Apple, Jake Lipinski, Zeke Landcamer, but boy, did they bring back one hell of a group for this year. Unfortunately for them, Mason Reed, who was probably going to be the leader of the offense, isn't one of them. Mason came into GNASH last season. Got a lot of assists early on, and then towards the end of the regular season, he started scoring goals. And then Cooper Hill got hurt. And Mason took over the offense. And it was his OT goal in the losers bracket final that got Ravenwood into the final. But over the summer, Mason moved to Anaheim. He's now part of the Anaheim Junior Ducks under-18 AAA team. And he was a junior last year. He's a senior this year, so that means he becomes one of GNASH's great one-season wonders. And that sucks because, man, he was a hell of a player. Was really looking forward to seeing how he'd lead this Ravenwood offense. But no need to fret. Like I said, they bring back a hell of a group. We've got a damn good senior class. Brady Friedman, Grady Fernan, Timo Holland, Jake Farrell, Anthony Maltese, Lucas O'Leary. They got a great junior class, including Cooper Friedman, Cannon Kaiser, Luke Pierce, Oliver Lutz. Oliver Lutz didn't play last year. He was in Rochester, New York. He's back for his junior year. Keaton Moffitt. And, of course, both the goalies, Reese McKenzie and Colin Gower, they're both juniors, and they're back on the roster this year. So, of course, you got among the sophomores, only two sophomores, Aryan Patnaik and Robert Longard. Only one freshman on this entire, actually two freshmen, Campbell Lutz, I guess he's Oliver's younger brother, and Lucas Voiles. But, yeah, this Ravenwood team, no Cooper Hill, no Liam Powell, no Mason Reed, no Owen Apple, no problem. No problem. They're still going to be a top dog. They're still going to be somebody to fight with. They're still going to be somebody to fight with. Ravenwood opened the regular season last week against Hendersonville beats Lawson. They won that game 8-4. So let's look at Ravenwood's stats coming into this one. Actually, clicked on the wrong thing. Here we go. Keaton Moffitt with 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Cannon Kaiser, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Jake Farrell, 3 points, all from assists. Oliver Lutz with 2 points from goals. Grady Fernan with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Brady Friedman with 2 points from assist. And Ian Murray with a point from a goal. Ian Murray, this is his first season. He's the other junior. This is his first season on the Ravenwood varsity roster. He played for that Independence Ravenwood 2 team from 2023-24. He was one of the 4 Ravenwood players that got put in that roster. The 4th was a goalie who got put into the pool, and Centennial picked him up. But, yeah, Ian Murray was one of those 4 Ravenwood players who played with Indy in 2023-24. Didn't play at all last year, and now he's in the roster this year, and he's got himself a goal already. And Reese McKenzie played in goal in that game. So her record matches the team's 1-0-0. She played the full 42 minutes, goals against average of 4 even. Allowed 4 goals and 29 shots, turned over the other 25. Her save percentage in the regular season so far is .862. Be very interesting to see what the goaltending matchup will be tonight, who Greg Sowers will go with and who James Gately will go with. Zamboni just about done. Going over the ice, and then it'll be off and both teams will be on. So we'll start a little bit after 7:40.
Phenomenal job, man. Thank
you. The officials heading out onto the ice to put the nets in place. And the Zamboni begins to make the turn off. NBA now leading Innsworth 7-3. Let's see. Matthew Moore and Ethan Moore each have 2 goals. Trace Graham also has 2 goals. And Connor Mazzoni, one of the newbies on the team, getting his first GNASH goal. Again, it's 3-3 between the Outlaws and Nolensville over on Rink A. I wasn't here for the start of that game. I went and got myself some dinner. But I was told that Bingston Soundara started the game for Nolensville, and then after he gave up the first goal, they switched him out and put in Isaac Wank so Wank can get his first minutes in GNASH, which is, I don't know, kind of an odd move. You think you would have just let him play, start him and let him play the whole game, but I'm not coaching him. Both teams out onto the ice now. Ravenwood in white, Reese McKenzie having to wear one of Colin Gower's jerseys. Either she forgot her white one or he forgot his white one. Reese McKenzie spent the spring playing for Ravenwood's girls flag football team. It was girls flag football's first year as a TSSAA sport. It was an emerging sport. And Ravenwood were one of 16 teams that took part in the TSSAA girls flag football state invitational at the Richard Siegel Soccer Complex in Murfreesboro back in May. And Ravenwood won. Reese scored a few touchdowns. Some footage of her scoring on the old social media. Of course, girls flag football is going to be a full-fledged championship sport this spring. Ravenwood will probably be the favorites to win the title back. But until then, Reese is going to be trying to win the Preds Cup that Innsworth kept out of Ravenwood's hands back in the spring. Looks like we got some Page player is not wearing the jersey that's listed on the roster again, so going to have to roll through that. Got Aiden Mills wearing number 59. Hudson Nash wearing number 4. Liam Garner wearing number 13 again. Camden Mullins wearing number 32 tonight. Ryan Ellis wearing number 40 instead of 41. And everything else is right. Brady Tessier going to start and goal for Page Summit. Reese McKenzie going to start and goal for Ravenwood for this first period. Page will carry the puck towards me. Ravenwood will carry it away from me. Two teams in the very, very top of the standings. A game that could go a long way towards deciding who wins the GNASH Cup regular season championship. Puck dumped into the Page zone. Deep, and icing was waved off because it went off a Page stick on its way down. And Page dumping into the Ravenwood zone, and icing is waved off because there were like two Ravenwood players up against the far side boards. Had the puck go past him. As always, I am standing behind the goal, behind at Ravenwood committed icing. And that took the first 34 seconds off the clock. As always, I am standing behind and to the right of the goal that Ravenwood will defend for the first and third periods. The bleacher side is the near side, the bleacher side is the far side, and the benches side is the near side. Draws to McKenzie's left. And here's Page Summit. Shot blocked, and then a shot stopped by Reese McKenzie. Both those shots coming from Madden Chandler, so inside the first minute, Page Summit getting the first shot on goal. Timo Holland backhanding the puck up the far side, but settled down at center by Madden Chandler. Now brought back into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Aiden Garner backhanded in front. Hudson Halters whiffed on it. Puck held in the zone. Now Timo Holland picks it up bottom of the right circle. Sliding along the blue line, cleared out by Luke Pierce. Puck back in the Page zone. Keaton Moffitt backhanded it across the front of the net, but Ravenwood were changing the line, so nobody in a white sweater there to grab it. Grady Fernan at center has the puck taken away. Now it's brought back into the Page zone, up but offside. Ravenwood go. Cannon Kaiser coming over the blue line before Ryan Spivey. Correction, there are 4 freshmen in this Ravenwood team, not 2. Ryan Spivey, one of the 4 freshmen, brought in an offside. 12:21 to go in the first. Still looking for the game's first goal. Draw on the dot in front of the Page bench. Won by Ravenwood, and Oliver Lutz dumps it into the Page zone. Now Page bring it out. It's in the Ravenwood zone on the left wing on the near side. Grady Fernan able to clear it out. Oh. Oliver Lutz taking a hit from Ryan Ellis. Now the puck brought back into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. There's a shot. Stopped and held on to by McKenzie. That shot coming from Hunter Haley. 11:33 to go in the first. Still no goals on the board in this one. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's right. Draw one by Ravenwood. Lucas O'Leary passing it up the near side to center, but it's knocked off the stick of Camden Greenspan, another one of the Ravenwood freshmen, and now here come Page again. Haley with a shot, bottom of the left circle, stopped by McKenzie. She pulls in the rebound and covers. Page doing a good job of not letting Ravenwood go through center with a puck. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's right. One by Ravenwood. They try and clear. It's held in at the left point. Aiden Garner carrying it down the left wing. Puck knocked off his stick by Brady Friedman. Passed ahead to Camden Greenspan. Still inside the zone. He gets it out. Now the puck dumped back into the Page end by Campbell Lutz. Taken away and cleared out by Page. Here's Brady Friedman. Passing to center off the stick of Aiden Garner back into the Page zone. So that killed off what would have been an icing. Jake Farrell carrying it into the right wing corner. Shakes off a hit attempt. Now it's out over on the far side. Passed ahead. Now dumped into the Ravenwood zone. Puck in the left wing corner. Now out on the far side. Jake Farrell carries it to center. Knocked into the boards as he crosses the Page blue line. Puck sent back into the Ravenwood zone. Timo Holland banks it off the near boards and out. Elijah Selby with it now. Here come Page again. Passed across. Camden Mullen receiving that pass from Jonah Ferguson. Now Timo Holland with it near side. He'll try and clear. Knocked down by Ferguson. And then Landon Ellis couldn't keep it alive. He tapped it back out over the blue line. Or tapped it out back over the blue line. Here's Keaton Moffitt. Right wing corner of the Page zone. Trying to stuff it in from the left-hand side of the net. Denied by Brady Tessier. I think he may have hit the side of the net. Ravenwood, we're 5 minutes in, and Ravenwood still don't have any shots on goal. Page only have 3 right now. Clearing attempt held in at the left point. Up, we get a whistle. Oh, I think it just went over the blue line and Moffitt brought it back in offside. Okay. 8:44 to go in the first, still zip. Drawing the dot across from the Page bench at center. Spartriots, as I've been calling them, a portmanteau of Spartans and Patriots. Brought into the Ravenwood zone, a shot hit the skates, or hit the shins of Anthony Maltese. Now it's put out front. Point blank stop by McKenzie. She's facing the boards. They score. It's Owen. Puck was put out in front. McKenzie made a point blank save, and I think Aiden Garner, but then she ended up on her knees spinning around in the crease facing the boards, and Braden Owen buries the rebound, sends it across the front of the net into the bottom left-hand corner, and it is 1-0 Page Summit with 8:22 to go in the first. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Trying to clear it out. It's out at center up. Oliver Lutz stumbles over his own feet and falls down. Puck back in the Page end. They immediately get it out. Braden Owen gets it back into the Ravenwood zone but loses it. Cannon Kaiser at center. Stepping around defenders. Had the puck knocked off his stick as he tried to cross the Page blue line. Here they come again. Shot from the left circle, gloved and held onto by McKenzie. That was from Hudson Halters. 7:21 to go in the first, still 1-0. Page Summit. Draws to McKenzie's right. One by Ravenwood. Lucas O'Leary banks it off the far boards for an icing. Drawby to McKenzie's right again. Ravenwood win it. Camden Greenspan passing it to center, back into the Page zone. Goes deep, no icing because it touched the skates of Keaton Moffitt on the way down. Page clear it out. Ravenwood get it back. It's cleared out again by Page. Lucas O'Leary backing up into his own zone. Passing it ahead, but intercepted by Page at the own blue line, but then taken back by Jake Farrell. And there's a shot. Oh, it missed the net from the slot. Shot from Brady Friedman, missed the net from the slot. They're saying Tetsier got a piece of it. So finally, past the halfway point of the first, Ravenwood get a shot on goal. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Hunter Haley around the back of the Ravenwood net. Banks it off the inboards back to the far side. Here's Robert Longard. Puck ends up back deep in the Page zone. Now here's Hunter Haley back into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Passes across. Conley Meeks up. Couldn't hang on to the puck. So Ian Murray will clear. Aiden Garner brought it back into the Ravenwood zone but left it behind him. Now it's poked down towards the right wing corner. Garner passed across the front of the net. Nobody there. Here's a one-timer that misses the net from the left circle to the left of McKenzie. That shot coming. Oh, there's a shot from the right circle. Stopped by McKenzie, and she dives out. Tried to dive out and cover the rebound. It was cleared. Reeve Gable had that shot from the left circle that missed. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. And Cannon Kaiser clears it off the near side boards. Puck back in the Page zone. Now here's Ryan Spivey back into the Page end. Sends the puck to the end boards. Page trying to get it out, held in at the left point. Shot was blocked. Puck comes out to the blue line. Up, and that would have been a breakaway for Camden Mullen. If Anthony Maltese hadn't stayed with him, puck brought back into the Page zone. Oliver Lutz down in the right wing corner. Now Cannon Kaiser. Lutz gets the puck back. And a shot. One-timer, the right point, stopped by Tessier. Shot came from Kaiser. Now the puck's back in the Ravenwood zone, and Oliver Lutz is going to end up icing it up the far side. 4:03 to go in the first, and it's still 1-0 Page. Draws to McKenzie's left. Won by Ravenwood. Timo Holland carries to center. Pass ahead. Jake Farrell. Here's Keaton Moffitt. Trying to get it back to Farrell in front of the Page net, but he couldn't hang on to it. Here come the Spartrians. Aiden Garner, bottom of the right circle. Shoots it around the back of the net. Puck back at center. Lucas Voiles grabs it. Brings it into the Page zone on the right wing side. Gets off a shot that misses the net to the left of Tessier. Puck out on the far side. And stolen by Page. Brought back into the Ravenwood zone, and a shot at the skates of Holland and went past the net just to the right of McKenzie, then came back out in front off the boards. Lucky for her, Liam Garner couldn't get his stick on it. Now there's Keaton Moffitt at the other end, trying to move in, and he has to go around the back of the net. Couldn't get the shot away. Page get it back. Brought back into the Ravenwood zone, and Jonah Ferguson, no correction, it's Braden Owen, could not get around Luke Pierce, who brought him down. And there's going to be a penalty, a hooking call against Pierce. So Page Summit will get the first power play of the game up 1-0 with 2:54 to go in the first. Well, the Outlaws and Owensville finish in a 3-3 tie over on Rink A. And NBA beat Innsworth Lipscomb CPA 7-3. And here's Oliver Lutz going to the front of the Page. Then he scores! Sliding through center. Lutz jumps on it, gets to the front of the net, backhands it in. And Ravenwood get a shorthanded opportunity and convert it immediately. It took them just 11 seconds. And it is 1-1 with 2:43 to go in the first. Just Ravenwood's third shot on goal of the game, and Page have been very, very good about not letting them get through center that much. Then the puck ends up breaking free, and they get an opportunity and tie it up. Here's Madden Chandler in the Ravenwood zone. Passing to the left point. Back to Chandler. Now he moves over to the left wing side and passes across. Top of the right circle. Halters. Backhands it down into the right wing corner. Timo Holland had it hop off his stick. Hunter Haley picks it up on the right half wall. Passes back up to the right point. Chandler taking a shot through traffic. Misses the net to McKenzie's right. Puck held in by Ferguson. Passed up to the blue line. Chandler. Right circle and a one-timer shanked by Hunter Haley. It hit the stick of Holland, but there wasn't a lot of power in that shot. Haley passes up to the right point and Chandler. Chandler moves down. Passes back up to the blue line. Haley shot through traffic, blocked by Grady Fernan. Stays in play, backhanded in front by Ferguson, but Chandler was just a little bit too far back. Well under a minute left in the power play for the Spartriots. Puck brought back into the Ravenwood zone. Shot in the right circle, just missed the net to McKenzie's right. That was from Aiden Meyer. Puck back at center. Here's Madden Chandler. Battling with Keaton Moffitt. Brady Friedman backhands it off a Page player back into his own zone. And now he'll fire it to the other end of the ice. 10 seconds left on the man advantage for Page. Minute left in the first. Puck dumped back into the Ravenwood zone. Penalty time against the Raptors is up. They're back at even strength. Brady Friedman fires it to the other end of the ice, and Tessier stops it. Hands it off to keep play going. Puck brought back into the Ravenwood zone. It's in front, and a backhanded shot from Reeve Gable, gloved and held onto by McKenzie as she moved from right post to left post. 35.8 seconds to go in the first, 1-1. JP2, MLK, GCS, and Rampage. Rutherford Rampage going to get going soon on Rink A. Meanwhile, down in Bellevue, Indy taking on Father Ryan. Both those games should start at 8:15. They drop the puck, but both takers get kicked off the dot, so they'll do it again. Won by Ravenwood. They clear it out of the zone. 30 seconds left in the period. Brought back in by Aiden Gardner. Going to the front of the net, shot, score! Puck just went out over the blue line. Gardner gathered it back in, carried it down the left wing. Right to the front of the net goes Five-hole and McKenzie into the bottom corner on the left-hand side of the net. And Page Summit back in the lead 2-1 with 22.3 seconds to go in the first. Jake Farrell, left wing side of the Page zone. Trying to go around the back of the net. It's out in front, trying to stuff it in. Brady Tessier has it in the crease. He's got it covered. Grady Fernan was in there. And we have a penalty against Page? Yeah. We got a slashing call against Aiden Garner. So Ravenwood getting their first power play of the game, down 2-1 with 8.9 seconds to go in the first. Draws to the right of Tessier. Won by Page, but it's coming up to the left point. Timo Holland keeps it in. Passes down the wall, comes back up top to Holland. He gets off a shot. Knocked down by Tessier. But I think the buzzer sounded before the puck got to him. And that is it for the first. Well, Braden Owen put Page up 1-0 just before the halfway point of the first. And then a few minutes later, Oliver Lutz scoring on a shorthanded chance. But then just over 20 seconds left in the period, it's Aiden Garner putting Page Summit back on top, and they lead Ravenwood 2-1 at the end of one. Ready to start the second period. Brady Tessier still in goal for Page Summit. Reese McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood. For this second period, Ravenwood will carry the puck towards me. Page Summit will carry it away from me. Minute 51 seconds of power play time carrying over to the start of this second period for the Raptors. We'll see if they can't get back on level terms here. They won the draw, but they turn it over to Page. Here goes Madden Chandler. Into the Ravenwood zone, a shot. Missed the net to McKenzie's right. Now a stretch pass down the near side to Keaton Moffitt. Left wing side of the Page zone. Tried to go across to Grady Fernan, who started moving before that pass came his way. Puck was cleared out. Now here come Ravenwood again. Brady Friedman, right wing side of the Page zone. Sending it around the wall to the near side. On the left half wall, it's Fernan. Back out to the blue line, and Timo Holland. Shot through traffic. I think that hit a body before it got to Tessier. And here's a one-timer in the bottom of the right circle. That's turned away by Tessier. That was from Fernan. Under a minute left in the power play for Ravenwood. Here's Fernan shooting from the slot. It's blocked by Jonah Ferguson. Friedman passing over to the left point, Timo Holland. Now Grady Fernan, bottom of the left circle. Back out to the right point, and Brady Friedman shot through traffic. I think it was blocked before it got to Tessier. Held in Friedman at the blue line, passing down the right wing. Back up to Freeman. 30 seconds left in the power play. Friedman shot blocked by Hudson Halters. Here's Keaton Moffitt. Bottom of the right circle. Pass across. Fernan, bottom of the left circle. Put in front. Score! Moffitt! Moffitt passed across to Fernan. Then moved to the left-hand side of the net. Fernan gave it right back to him. And with Tessier hung out at his right-hand post, Moffitt able to knock it in and tie this game at 2 to convert the power play for Ravenwood. 12:27 to go in the second. Draw one by Page brought into the Ravenwood zone, and a shot in the left wing turned away by McKenzie. Ryan Ellis trying to put it in front. Ravenwood sticks getting it out of the zone. Here's Elijah Selby. Dumping it back into the Ravenwood end. Hunter Haley, I think that was, trying to get back on side. Ryan Ellis trying to send it to the front of the net. Puck in the right wing corner. Here's Aiden Meyer. Putting it in front. Hunter Haley couldn't get control of it right in front of the net. Now here's Haley shooting with the left circle. Bottom of the left circle, stopped and covered up by McKenzie. 11:34 to go in the second, still 2-2. Draws to McKenzie's right. One by Ravenwood. Here's Timo Holland. Trying to clear it out. Held in Elijah Selby, right point, and his shot steered away by McKenzie. Puck out at center. Selby backs into his own zone. Passes across to Aiden Garner, who scored the most recent Page goal near the end of the first. Garner through center, back into the Ravenwood zone. Trying to go to the front of the net. A shot, score! He weaved his way through traffic. Got near the left-hand side of the net. McKenzie gave him enough of an opening to put it in for his second goal of the game and make it 3-2 Page Summit with 11:04 to go in the second. Ravenwood end up icing the puck from their own zone off the draw. Draws to the right of McKenzie. One by Ravenwood. They clear it out of the zone. Is it going to be another icing? Yes. It's another icing against the Raptors. Draws to McKenzie's right again. One by Page. Jonah Ferguson sends it into the right wing corner. Oh, McKenzie out of position, but lucky for her teammates able to get the puck and clear it out. It's back in the Page zone, but immediately passed ahead. Here's Reeve Gable, shot in the left circle. Missed the net to the right of McKenzie. Now Keaton Moffitt back in the Page zone. Gets around the defender, tries to pass across, and Lucas O'Leary didn't get a lot of wood in his shot. Hit the bottom part of the frame on the outside of the net. On that right-hand side, puck in the left wing corner, and we got a whistle and a penalty. A hooking call. And it's against Page. Colin Breedlove. Colin Breedlove to the box, so Ravenwood back in the power play down 3-2 with 9:49 to go in the second. Draw is to Tessier's right. Moffitt with it. Aiden Garner gets it away from him, but the puck is held in at the left point by Timo Holland. Holland across to Friedman, back to Holland. Holland spinning around at that left point. Bottom of the right circle, Moffitt tried to go back to the slot, and Farrell went off a Page sticking out. Friedman with it at center, going back to Holland. Holland leaves it for Friedman. Friedman back into the Page zone on the left wing side, and the puck taken away at the boards and cleared out by Aiden Garner. Here's Jake Farrell. Passing across to Brady Friedman. Friedman put in front, score, Farrell! Farrell was coming down the slot all alone, and Friedman from the right point sent the puck to the front of the net, and Farrell redirects it through the legs of Tessier into the back of the net. Ravenwood with their second power play goal of the game and the period, and it is 3-3 with 8:52 to go in the second. Drawing by Ravenwood. Robert Longer, right wing side of the Page zone. Pushed into the boards, puck coming around to the near side. Anthony Maltese gives it away to Elijah Selby, who couldn't keep it on his stick. Lucas Voiles bumped off the puck by Aiden Meyer. 91 getting physical with 91. Here's Oliver Lutz. One-handed shovel across to the far side, and Cannon Kaiser puck back in the Ravenwood zone, but immediately cleared out by the Raptors. Now it's brought back in. Hunter Haley on the left wing. Going to the front of the net, a backhander. Score! Haley going to the left-hand side of the net, got off a backhander that I think hit something and went into the open net. And Page back in front 4-3 with 7:58 to go in the second. Wow, this is a nutty game between these two. We're just shy of halfway, and they've already scored 7 goals between them. Page have taken the lead. Ravenwood have tied it. That pattern has repeated itself on all 7 of these goals. Shot in the right point, stopped by McKenzie. Rebound stopped by McKenzie. That first shot was from Colin Breedlove. Puck it in front. They score again. I wonder if that's Liam Garner. Puck put out in front, and Liam Garner makes it 5-3 Page Summit with 7:39 to go in the second. No, it was Hudson Halters. So Hudson Halters makes it 5-3. So Page Summit going up by 2 just 19 seconds after regaining the lead. Draw one by Page. Puck in the right wing corner of the Page zone, sent around to the near side. Here's Jake Farrell putting it out in front, but it went through the legs of Grady Fernan and out to center. Puck back in the Page zone. Grady Fernan tried to send it to the slot that was broken up. Fernan comes out in front, and a shot from the left circle misses the net to the right of Tessier. That was Keaton Moffitt on that shot attempt. And here's a shot in the left circle, right circle score. Jake Farrell got off a shot in the right circle that Tessier stopped. But standing on the left-hand side of the net was Grady Fernan, and he bangs in the rebound, and it is 5-4 Page with 6:47 to go in the second. Oh my God, what's the final score of this game going to be? Ravenwood just now hit 10 shots on goal, by the way. Either Fernan banged in a rebound or he deflected the puck in. I'm not sure. That happened so quick. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Here come the Raptors. Robert Longer, left wing side of the Page zone. Past the slot. Lucas Voiles can't find it in his skates. Elijah Selby picks it up. Now there's Landon Ellis back in the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Puts it out in front. Oh, nobody in a red sweater could get a stick on it. Puck out on the far boards. Here's Aiden Garner moving in. Shot in the left circle. Stopped by McKenzie. Raptors clear it out. Puck back in the Page zone. Ravenwood making some changes. Liam Garner passing it ahead. Camden Mullen taken back at center by Ravenwood. Here is Jake Farrell, left wing side of the Page zone. Tried to pass the slot. Jonah Ferguson with the interception. Oh, but then he loses the puck. Selby trying to clear, and he does. He banked it off the near glass. And it rolls in its edge just back over the Ravenwood goal line for an icing. 5:23 to go in the second. It is 5-4 Page Summit. JP2 out to a 1-0 lead over the Rampage over on rink A. Draw to the right of Tessier here. One by Page, sent around the boards. They try and clear it out, held in at the right point. And a shot from Anthony Maltese to be turned away by Tessier. Here's Conley Meeks. Cleared out. I think by, is that Hudson Nash? No, Tyler Bell wearing number 6. Now here come Ravenwood. Keaton Moffitt trying to pass it to the front of the Page net that's broken up. Now Moffitt behind the net. Puts it out in front, and it deflects off his stick and rolls out to center. Cannon Kaiser passing up the far side. Puck deflected back into the Page zone. And there's Campbell Lutz trying to send it to the front of the net from the right circle, but he fell over. Page clearing it out. Here's Ryan Ellis. Now there's Hunter Haley in the Ravenwood zone. Shot missed the net from the bottom of the right circle. Puck out at center. Here's Cannon Kaiser back in the Page zone. A shot from the slot off the right leg pad of Tessier. And we're going to have a penalty. It's going to be against Ravenwood. Aiden Garner with a puck. Backhands it ahead. Hunter Haley, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Puts it in front, intercepted by Ravenwood, and that'll bring about the whistle. Interference the call. But who is the penalty on? It's on, is that Keaton Moffitt or is that Luke Pierce? I see an 8 as the second digit. Oh, it's Cannon Kaiser in the box. And Luke Pierce is being kicked out of the game, sitting on the bench, and he said something, and that has seen him get tossed. Ravenwood back to the power play, down 5-4 with 3:23 to go in the second. Draws to Reese McKenzie's right. Won by the Raptors. Puck comes around on the near side boards as Page try and hold it in. Pass across! Oh, and McKenzie diving out to make a save on Hudson Halters, it looks like. Dove across to her right-hand post. Puck kept alive at the right point by Page as they're on the power play here. Ravenwood able to get the puck and get it out. Here's Oliver Lutz through traffic in the slot. Put in front, a shot missed. Timo Holland right in front of the net, standing on the left-hand side, in fact. Shoots it past the net to the left of Tessier. Now back at the other end of Page. And Ravenwood take the puck and clear it out. Aiden Garner gets to it. Minute left in the power play for the Spartriots. Here's Hunter Haley back into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Sends it around the back of the net to the near side. Aiden Meyer. Passing across. Now Garner. Aiden Garner backhanding it to the right wing corner. Now Ravenwood bring it out. 30 seconds left in the power play for Page. Here's Jake Farrell into the Page zone. Brought down. Still got a shot that goes off the right leg pad of Tessier. Keaton Moffitt puts it in front. Oh, but Anthony Maltese couldn't get a stick on it. Here's Aiden Meyer, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone, getting off a shot. Stopped by McKenzie. Penalty time. Well, not yet. I thought there were 3 seconds left. There were 8, actually. Up, and puck was out at center and sent back into the Ravenwood zone. Touched up offside by Page. 3 seconds left in the power play. 87 seconds to go in the second. Still 5-4, Page Summit. Draw is in the dot across from the Ravenwood bench at center. Puck in the Ravenwood zone. Penalty time against the Raptors is up. They're back at even strength. Here's Braden Owen sending the puck back into the Ravenwood zone. Intercepted and cleared out for an icing. Draws to McKenzie's left. Won by Summit, but shot past the net. 1 minute left in the second. Puck put in front. Oh, and McKenzie making a point-blank save. I think that may have been Liam Garner she made the save on. Either that or he missed the net because they haven't put that shot up on the board. Puck back at center. Here's Timo Holland. Passing it across. Lucas O'Leary. Trying to get it ahead to Oliver Lutz. Tapped away by Jonah Ferguson. And now here's Braden Owen. 30 seconds left the period. Owen back in the Ravenwood zone. Shot in the right circle. Blocked in the back check by Holland. And we're going to have a penalty behind the play. Page player getting knocked down. And I think it's hooking against Timo Holland. So Page back in the power play up 5-4 with 20.1 seconds to go in the second. Draws to the left of McKenzie. Won by Ravenwood. They managed to get it around the wall and out. Conley Meeks up, had the puck stolen at center. Keaton Moffitt had the puck tapped off his stick. He gets it back, brings it into the Page zone, passes down the left wing, but it goes into the left wing corner. And Jake Farrell from an odd angle puts it off of Tessier. The puck cleared, and that'll be it for the second. Well, what a wild second we had. Each side scoring 3 goals apiece. And Page Summit now lead Ravenwood 5-4 at the end of 2. Ready to start the third and final period of this one. Brady Tessier still in goal for Page Summit. Reese McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood for this third period. Page will carry the puck towards me. Ravenwood will carry it away from me. The Spartriots going to start this third period with 99 seconds of power play time carrying over. And Ravenwood win the draw, bring it into the zone, and the shot has to be gloved and held onto by Tessier. Draw was to Tessier's right. Page win it, bring it into the Ravenwood zone. Aiden Garner Around the back of the net, and the puck knocked away by Brady Friedman. Puck coming around to the near side. Cannon Kaiser going to clear it out. Here come Page again. Braden Owen. Pushed off the puck. Ravenwood take it away and clear. Under a minute left in the power play for Page Summit. Puck brought back into the Ravenwood zone. 30 seconds left in the power play. And Keaton Moffitt with a takeaway, and he clears. Here's Hunter Haley, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. It's puck in front. Oh, and McKenzie with a point blank left leg pad save on Hudson Halters from in front. Puck held into the blue line, shot blocked by Moffitt. He carries it to center. Penalty time against Ravenwood is up. They're back at even strength. Here's Moffitt trying to go across to Timo Holland. Couldn't get his stick on it. Holland out of the box and having a short-handed chance, but he couldn't get the puck on his stick. And Ravenwood turned it over inside their own zone. Puck going to the inboards. Holland comes in and keeps it away from Aiden Meyer. Now here's Jake Farrell back into the Page zone on the left wing side. Up. Had some contact and went down. Puck out in front, and Tessier falling back and I think knocking the net out of position. 11:45 to go, still 5-4 Page. It's only 1-0 JP2 over Rutherford going into the second. Jagger Dwyer with the only goal in that one. Draw will be to the right of Tessier here. Page won the draw, clear it out. Reeve Gable backhands it into the Ravenwood zone. Puck picked up by Brady Friedman. Banked off the near boards and out, but Elijah Selby able to get possession, and puck sent back into the Ravenwood zone. It's on goal. Reese McKenzie stops, and she'll cover. Timo Holland wanted her to hand it off, but I think she shook her head and headed him off. Drawby to her left. One by Page, they score! It's Reeve Gable. Gable from the right edge of the slot fires it into the back of the net. And it's 6-4 Page with 11:14 to go. That's the first goal in over almost 10 minutes. Last goal before that was Grady Fernan with 6:47 left in the second. That was the first goal in a while. Puck ends up back in the Ravenwood zone. Cannon Kaiser whips it around the wall to the far side. And puck goes to the other end, and Ravenwood end up touching it offside inside the Page zone. 10:38 to go, still 6-4 Summit. Page Summit. It's now 2-0 JP2 over Rutherford over on Rink A, and Indy and Father Ryan are still goalless as they're in the second period out in Bellevue. Oh, we're going to have a penalty against Page. Aiden Meyer knocking, I think, Keaton Moffitt into the boards to keep him away from the puck, but in the minds of the officials, that was interference. So Ravenwood back to the power play, down 6-4 with 10:31 to go. Draw is going to be to Tessier's right. Ravenwood with it. Here's Grady Fernan. Passing up to the left point, Timo Holland. Moving along the blue line. Passes to the right point, Brady Friedman. Puck comes back to Friedman up top. Starts moving along the blue line towards the middle of the ice. Now he's on the left wing. The left point, taking a shot, score! Brady Friedman through traffic. Fires one that hits the roof of the net. Ravenwood with their third power play goal of the game, and it is 6-5 Page Summit with 10:03 to go. Oh my God, I would never have imagined that these two teams would have a combined 11 goals. Has Friedman had he scored yet in this game? Let's see. Lutz, Moffitt, Farrell, Fernan. No, that was his first goal of the game. Oh my God. Here's Timo Holland. Passing it up the far side. There's Keaton Moffitt in the Page zone, but he turns it over. Now Brady Freeman back inside his own zone, passing it up the near side. Grady Fernan hands it off Keaton Moffitt in the Page zone. Here's Jake Farrell, a shot from the right circle, stopped and held on to by Tessier. 9:26 to go, still 6-5 Page Summit. Draw is going to be to the left of Tessier. Here come Page. Aiden Meyer handing the puck off to Hunter Haley. Now Meyer back to Haley on the right half wall. Tried to drop it up top, but it goes past Colin Breedlove back down into the Page zone. And now here's Aiden Meyer, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, taking a shot. Missed the net. I'm not sure if McKenzie got a piece of it or not. I think it missed. Hunter Haley getting knocked down towards the end boards of the Page zone as the puck is on the other end of the ice. Here's Aiden Meyer. Sending it around. Tried to send it around the near side, and it went off the top of the boards into the netting above the glass. 8:32 to go. Still 6-5. Page. Rutherford on the board over on rink A. It is 2-1 JP2 now. Draw is going to be to the left of Tessier. Page win it and get it out of the zone. Here's Keaton Moffitt, left wing side of the Page zone. Drops it back, and a shot in the left circle. It'll be turned away by Tessier. Puck at center, picked up by Grady Fernan. Back into the Page zone, trying to go to the front of the net. Puck taken away and goes out to center. Here is Cannon Kaiser. Banks it off the near boards. And now here's Summit with a 4-on-1. Pass across. Back across. Oh, hopped over the stick of Garner. Ryan Ellis trying to go back to Garner. Aiden Garner hopped over his stick and away from him. Now Keaton Moffitt at the other end. Across to Jake Farrell. Shot stopped by Tessier. That went from a big chance for Page to a big chance for Ravenwood, and Tessier comes up with a stop. Moffitt, bottom of the left circle. Backhanding it back up to the blue line, and Fernan shot through traffic, score! Grady Fernan for the top of the left circle, fires it into the roof of the net. And the game is tied at 6 with 7:20 to go. Holy goodness. Oh my Lord. Ravenwood are going to use their timeout. That's Fernand's second goal of the game, by the way. Oh, they're giving it to Holland, so I guess he got a tip. Aiden Garner has 2 goals. Man, early in this period, Page went up 6-4. And Ravenwood have scored 2 unanswered to tie it up. This is crazy stuff, man. Timeout done. Ready for the draw at center. Again, 7:20 to go. The game is tied at 6. When's the well, okay, Ravenwood beat Hendersonville 8-6 just before Christmas last year. But Hendersonville were not exactly on the level that Page are. Here's Timo Holland back into the Page zone on the right wing side. Puck put out in front for Jake Farrell, couldn't get his stick on it. Here come Page. Here's Madden Chandler going to the front of the Ravenwood net, trying to hand it off to Braden Owen. Reese McKenzie smothers it, 6:39 to go, 6-6. Draws to Gower. She's wearing. Draws to McKenzie's left. Won by Ravenwood. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Elijah Selby with it has to go all the way back into his own zone before he can bring the puck forward. Now it's back in the Ravenwood end on the right wing side. Holland with it. Holland. Passing up the near side. Here's Keaton Moffitt. Turns it over. Puck back at center. Up, offside, go Page. Aiden Meyer didn't exit the zone before Hunter Haley brought the puck in. 6:09 to go. 6-6. Draws on the dot across from the Ravenwood bench. One by Page up. Keaton Moffitt gets knocked down by Elijah Selby. Puck brought back into the Ravenwood zone. Keaton Moffitt gets to it and he'll clear. Aiden Garner at center. Passing back across to the far side. Hudson Halters past the red line, dumps it back into the Ravenwood zone. Here's Anthony Maltese banking it off the near boards. Grady Fernan backhanding it ahead to Keaton Moffitt at center. Moffitt trying to put it in front for Jake Farrell, but it went off his stick. Puck sent back into the Ravenwood zone. Maltese on the far side. Sending it back up the wall, and it's icing. 5:17 to go, still 6-6. Draws to McKenzie's left. Timo Holland with it for the Raptors. Holland out to center. Into the Page Summit zone on the left wing side. Puck passed out to the right point. Brady Friedman sends it back down the wall. Puck was cleared out by Page. Lucas Voiles backhands it back into the Page zone. They clear it out. Oh, we're going to have a penalty. Timo Holland pushed into his own bench boards. And Aiden Meyer is going to go to the box for interference. So Ravenwood back on the power play. Game tied at 6. 4:30 to go. The Raptors have not had the lead in this game. And up until that Reeve Gable goal that made it 6-4, the pattern was Page would score, Ravenwood would tie. Page would score, Ravenwood would tie. And now here's the puck in the Ravenwood zone. Behind the net, Hudson Halters from his knees backhanding it out to the far side. Now Keaton Moffitt with it through center back into the Page zone. On the right wing side, drops it back. Brady Friedman, right point. Trying to pass it down, but it's intercepted and cleared by Page. McKenzie will leave it on the inboards. Actually, nope, she'll tap it over a bit for Kaiser to pick up. He'll pass it to Friedman. Brady Friedman. Had it poked off his stick by Braden Owen. Moffitt comes in. Passes over to Kaiser. Kaiser left wing side of the Page zone. Nope, he backs out of the zone. Didn't have enough room, so he backed out. Now Kaiser from past the red line will dump it back into the Page end. Minute left in the power play for Ravenwood. Friedman, right point, passes over to the left circle. Here's Cannon Kaiser. Shot through traffic, turned away by Tessier. And Friedman couldn't keep the puck alive at the right point. Sliding through center back into the Ravenwood zone. Friedman will get to it. Keep it away from Hudson Halters. Friedman to center. 30 seconds left in the power play for Ravenwood. Friedman shot in the left wing. Stopped and held on to by Tessier. 28 seconds left in the power play. 2:58 to go in the game, which is tied at 6. And over on rink A, Rutherford have tied the game up against JP2. It's now 2-2. Still no goals on the board down in Bellevue between Indy and Father Ryan. Draw is going to be to Tessier's right. Won by Ravenwooders, Timo Holland. Holland takes a shot, blockered away by Tessier. And Page able to poke the puck out of the zone. Here's Cannon Kaiser back to Moffitt, right wing side. Here's Timo Holland, left point. Shot is blocked and goes out to center. That's it. Page kill off the penalty. They're back at even strength. Holland. Knocked down. Grady Fernan, right wing side of the Page zone. Try to put it in front for Jake Farrell. Couldn't get a stick on it. Oh! And a chance for Kaiser, turned away by Tessier at the right-hand side of the net, his right-hand side of the net. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Somebody's going to score a winner here in the last 2 minutes. Ravenwood looking for it. Puck back deep in the Page zone. Cleared by Page, and Looked like it went off a Ravenwood sticking its way out, but they call icing anyway. Minute 46 to go, 6-6. Draw is going to be to the right of Tessier. And the puck cleared out by Page off the draw, which is to the right of Tessier. Now it's back in the Page zone on the far side. Now here come Page again. Oh, and Tyler Bell could not split the defenders as he was going down the slot. Puck got away from him, came on goal. Reese McKenzie stops and covers. 77 seconds to go and the game tied at 6. And now Page are going to use their timeout. Sorry, it's Tyler. Yeah, that's Tyler Bell wearing number 6. Ravenwood have outshot Page Summit 10-5 in this third period. It took them till almost the halfway point of the game to get into double digits. Now they're only trailing in shots on goal 27-23. Timeout done, draws to McKenzie's right. 6-6 with 77 seconds to go. So both teams have used their timeout. And Jake Farrell kicked off the dot. Grady Fernan will take over. And they dropped the puck with a whistle blown again. Another violation. And Hudson Halters is going to get kicked off the dot, and Aiden Meyer will take over. So they'll drop it to McKenzie's right again. Ravenwood win the draw. Timo Holland banks it off the near boards and out to center up. Did it hit off of something? Did it hit off of something in the Ravenwood bench on its way out or its way down? They blew the whistle. Draw going to be to McKenzie's right again. Shot wide to her right, off the draw. Puck held in at the right point, and then given away to Grady Fernan. Last minute of the game. Puck sent down deep into the Page zone, icing waved off. Here's Aiden Meyer. Page looking for the winner here. Puck out at center. Madden Chandler, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Chandler. Up, tried to pass across, went off of Ravenwood sticking out. 30 seconds to go. Chandler having a dive out to poke the puck away from Grady Fernan. Puck brought back into the Ravenwood zone. Garner trying to drop it back. Hudson Halter's going to get a stick on it. Here's Keaton Moffitt back the other way. Moffitt, left wing side of the Page zone. Passes off. Jake Farrell, shot blocked. Puck out of the right-hand side of the net. Page with it. Carried to center. Back into the Ravenwood zone, and this game is going to end in a 6-6 tie. Wow. Wow, what a crazy game. Really looked for a long time like Page were going to win that. But Ravenwood make up a 2-goal deficit in the third, and the game finishes 6-6. Wild, man. Meanwhile, Indy scoring the first goal down in Bellevue. Bryson Patton scoring with just 20 seconds left in the second. So Indy Centennial leading Father Ryan 1-0. I'm going to go ask about that last goal. Okay, so Grady Fernan did indeed score that last goal for Ravenwood. So here are all the goal scorers from this one. Get ready, folks. All right. For Page Summit, Aiden Gardner had 2 goals, and the others came from Braden Owen, Hunter Haley, Hudson Halters, and Reeve Gable. And for Ravenwood, Grady Fernan had 2, and the others came from Brady Friedman, Jake Farrell, Oliver Lutz, and Keaton Moffitt. So player of the game, I'm going to give player of the game to Grady Fernan. He had 2 goals. He had 2 goals and an assist tonight. He had 3 points. So did Jake Farrell, but Fernan had the goal that tied the game up and had us end 6-6. So it took us till just week 2 of the regular season for there to be ties, and we've had 2. So 4 games in the books. Franklin beat Brentwood BAUSN 2-0. Tennessee Outlaws and Nolensville finishing a 3-3 tie. Montgomery Bell beat Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 7-3. And Page Summit and Ravenwood ended a 6-6 tie. So here are the standings with 4 of tonight's games in the books. MBA and Franklin both at 2-0. Page Summit, Ravenwood, Nolensville all at 1-1. 1-0-1. Father Ryan and Station Camp 1-0. 1-0-0. Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 1-1-0. The Outlaws 1-1. Clarksville Kings still sitting at the starting line. Indy Centennial, Rampage, Hendersonville all 0-1 along with JP2 MLK GCS. Brentwood BAUSN and Mount Juliet both at 0-2. Hang on, folks. I gotta go. I gotta step away real quick. All right, folks, that's gonna be the last interruption, I promise. All right. Whew. Well, forgot to update the thing here. The game tracker. All right, that's updated now. Whew. JP2 and Rutherford tied at 3 over on Rink A. Meanwhile, down in Bellevue, Indy Centennial leading Father Ryan 2-0 in the third. Coming up on Wednesday, 2 games, both over on Rink A here at Centennial. 7:10, Station Camp Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian taking on Clarksville Kings as the Kings finally get off the starting line. And then at 8:40, it'll be Hendersonville Beach Lawson taking on Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon. Originally, I was just going to do the Hendersonville Mount Juliet game, but I looked at the schedule ahead, and there are a lot of big games coming up, and none of them involve Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian, and they don't play a Wednesday game again until like December, and I was like, oh boy, I think I should take care of this because I don't know when I'll be able to cover them again. So 7 o'clock pregame for a 7:10 face-off for Station Camp in Clarksville, and then an 8:30 pregame for an 8:40 face-off between Hendersonville and Mount Juliet. What a day. We started off, I'm not, folks, that Franklin-Brentwood game was boring as all get out. If it weren't for Andrew Sally, Franklin would have won that game 10-0. But they only won it 2-0. And a wild one in our nightcap as Page Summit and Ravenwood finish in a 6-6 tie. Don't forget, we've got our Buy Me a Coffee memberships. We've got 2 memberships for $5 a month or $50 a year. You can have your name listed at the bottom of our newsletter that we publish nearly every day throughout the GNASH season. And for $10 a month or $100 a year, you can get our package of perks. Your name listed in the newsletter, on-air shout-out for all games I cover for the team you support, and a downloadable MP3 of all the games I cover for the team you support. Go to buymeacoffee.com, BUYMEACOFFEE. That's all one word, BUYMEACOFFEE.com/Mid10Sportsnet, MIDTNSPORTSNET, and scroll down to become a member, and there are memberships right there. Whew. Oh, man. So a long day at the rink for me is done. Again, our on-air finals, Franklin 2, Brentwood BAUSN nothing, and just now Page Summit and Ravenwood finishing in a 6-6 tie. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Good night, everybody from Centennial. Talk to you again at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. Bye for now.